Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're doing another 10-minute eye test for Magic Square, a discovery and engagement platform for the Web3 ecosystem with community vetted apps and games. Sasha, how's it going today? Do you know anything about Magic Square?
Hello, hello. I'm excited to dive in. I don't really know a whole lot. We featured Magic Square in our 3 token launches video last week, and I think it's fair to tell everyone, we're shooting this video a little bit early. Magic Square hasn't launched yet, so we're gonna offer our input on Magic Square as an investment from the VC perspective. At the same time, we might offer some predictions of what happens because by the time this video comes out, the token will be launched and the team will be well on their way past the TGE. So, Carmelo, I guess I'm ready to dive in when you are. I have no idea what Magic Square really is, and I'm excited to learn a little bit.
Yeah, all we know is that it is a Web3 marketplace, maybe like an app store for the blockchain crypto ecosystem. So I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't been made already. But yeah, let's take a look. I think it's a necessary feature to have at this point in the stage.
Sounds good. All right. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and start the clock. Meow. All right, we've got Magic Square up here on Crypto Rank. It's a discovery and engagement platform for the Web3 ecosystem. Discover community vetted apps and games, rewards, and more in the Magic Store. That rhymed too. I don't know if they meant to do that.
Yeah, well done, well done. And looks like they're
Yeah.
doing an ICO, so the ICOs have indeed returned. I think it's doing IDOs and
Yeah.
ICOs, and yeah, it got some pretty impressive backers. Like obviously, you got Binance Labs on your as a lead investor in your pitch deck.
Kind of
Then
crazy.
yeah, you're doing quite well.
Yeah, yeah. KuCoin Labs as well. Binance. I mean, that's what everyone tries to work towards. And so you have a $1 million ICO on TokenSoft at a 10-cent token price. And so let's look at some of the numbers. Oh, there are no numbers. What's going on?
I think we're obviously in the past for the viewers, but I think the Token Soft one actually got canceled. So maybe they're making moves, moving to another launch pad, or maybe they're just focusing on their initial exchange offering. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. We got to dive into that a little bit, but it looks like they're raising 5 million in total according to CryptoRank. We do know this is self-reported or user-reported sometimes. A fully diluted market cap of $100 million. That is massive. And
Well,
even like bull run, that is quite massive. So, I think we're gonna try and dive a little deeper on the token and see if the fundamentals, if the use case, if the business model makes sense to justify that massive valuation.
another thing we never mention on these videos, but I wonder if they are selling equity as well in the company as a fundraising tool because this is a pretty lofty, ambitious project to build, and I feel like they had to have raised more than 5 million just based off the token offering.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, right? I don't know if Binance Labs would just invest in the token at this point. Maybe they've learned some lessons. But let's dive into the website, see what we could find.
It's Dewey.
Ooh, I like this already. Okay,
Quite
Carmelo,
beautiful.
you want to take a? Yeah, it looks very nice and sleek, right?
Yeah, so my first, I mean, I think this is live already. So you can go to the store. I think that's a little bit weird to have that call to action. The main call to action is list your project on the Magic Store. So I guess they're in that phase where they're trying to expand their footprint. I would consider having two calls to action there. Like, I would like to find the store first and foremost. That's the most important part of this. So maybe they're trying to appeal more to ecosystem partners and people to list rather than actual people to use their stores so far. Maybe they're going to lean more heavily into that once their token is live. But, it's a beautiful looking website. They got everything except for social media links on the top. But they segment it between apps, games, upcoming. So this might become a nice, easy way to find new upcoming projects or games that are launching in the bull run. So it looks pretty sleek. I like it so far.
Yeah, it does look very nice. It looks professional, clean, easy to follow. I completely agree. Like the main call to action makes sense to drive them to the product.
Hmm.
And then maybe, up here, this is probably for ecosystem partners and developers, build and list on our Magic Store, And so, but it does sound like maybe they are like they're trying to pursue that B2B
Yeah.
agenda right now. Discover Web3. So you can open a Magic Store account. You can learn more. There's a lot of different things here that's happening. But again, I think it's very clear, especially with the hero text, what this is. It's a Web3 based application store. And so it's very, very easy to grasp and understand. People understand what applications are. They know what the Apple App Store is.
Hmm.
They know what Google Play Store is. But all of a sudden, you have Web3 components of some of these things. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And for anybody unfamiliar with what we normally do in these videos, we're trying to figure out if we as investors would invest in the token for Magic Square. And so far, I haven't seen any mentions of the token or what it will do. So that's quite interesting. That's something that we're hunting for actively right now.
Yeah, and just to like on that side, the a token for something like a Web3 app store doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I know they're talking about engaging and maybe rewarding users for engaging with different applications. Where's that value coming from? Where's the money coming from? Are the applications, are like the app developers paying to back the value for the token rewards to users? It seems unsustainable if they bring on like a million apps, right?
I mean, you and I both know that. Like, I'm sure if we were tasked with building a token economy for this, we would do it and we would do a good job. But yeah, it is a little bit harder when you can literally point to the Apple App Store out there or the Play Store as examples of this sort of thing that can exist without its own payment option. You have currencies already, so the same can be technically said for this and the Web3 ecosystem. But maybe they have something up their sleeve that we haven't considered before, or some good reason to do it.
This is very true. I mean, I think the way we would design this would be very, very simple. Subsidize token rewards with like the revenue from app downloads and subscriptions makes
Nah,
perfect sense.
advertising as well.
Scalable. Yeah, yeah. So, what do you think? Light paper or token?
I'd say go for the token. It's good that they have a
All right.
dedicated section for that. And like you said, I think that rewards will be a large part of this in governance.
Not launched yet.
It's never a good thing when
Yeah.
governance is the first thing and it's not advertised as a DAO. There's been no marketing saying this is a DAO.
Okay, and so their goal is to create a truly democratic platform that empowers users to shape the future of the Magic Store through this innovative approach. And so users will be able to earn karma based on the amount of SQR tokens they stake. So it sounds like they're going for some degen utilities. Stake our tokens. We give you some other things that you can use for some other things and maybe some other things.
Well,
I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean, this is an app store caters to a wide audience, not just like a degen Web3 audience. I think it's much better to simplify a token economy that's catered more towards like who you're trying to attract as far as users.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it sounds like a two token system. Maybe one of them's off chain, like a point, the karma
Mm,
point, but still, I mean, I'm sure a lot of work's been put into this token economy, but that's not a interesting one for me. First, to see three staking tiers, okay, referrals, all stuff that can exist off chain, and then compounded by the fact that this is on BNB chain, which I'm not a
yeah,
massive fan of. Like, they're doing nothing wrong, but you can't say you're trying to be decentralized and then launch on BNB chain.
this is true. And then also, I mean, that might be why Binance Labs came on as a lead investor, you know?
Or maybe it was a requirement in their investment that you have to launch on our network,
Yeah.
which makes sense. Like, if I were Binance, I personally would want Magic Square. I would like to have that on my side because this is a big win for their ecosystem. An
Yeah.
aggregation app that organizes all other apps. It's a good thing to have.
This is very true. And, we're probably going to sound like a broken record here. I just want to reiterate um, token distribution tables, pie charts, vesting schedules. This is not tokenomics. This is one part of tokenomics. But again, like I kind of want to, Carmelo, I think it's our mission to try and change the industry from the inside out, right?
Yep.
To educate people. Like tokenomics is not only a distribution, supply, and flow of a digital asset like a token, but how is that token used and what governs that flow, like the use cases and the people that use them or the organizations and companies that use them. So this is like when you say tokenomics, this is like maybe 10% of what tokenomics actually is. It's a little disappointing, but people are learning.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. And at
So
least they have some utilities listed here. We've seen some projects that don't even mention any utility, which, aside from meme land or meme coin or whatever, that's not an okay. Like, if I'm an investor and I see you don't have any plan for the token, then I'm out. I'm out so quickly.
this is true. And so it looks like, there's marketing, there's referrals, there's governance, and I'm assuming rewards are packed into maybe each one of these. Maybe not governance, but maybe so. Um, we've got a little bit of time left. We can check out the video, or we can check out some socials. What do you think?
I'd say maybe scroll through the platform or check out socials. I think we kind of this is a simpler one to wrap our heads around. At least it's an app store. Everybody knows what an app store looks like, but you know, props to them. They have a beautiful looking app store and a website, and I
Yeah.
think they have a massive Twitter following as well. So
Woo, big
you could
one.
attribute that to having Binance Labs as one of your backers. So, quite heavily hyped. And obviously, this is not the most important thing for us as investors, but this is important for investors and VCs and angel investors and whomever. You want to see that there's backing and traction with the community. A lot of VCs won't invest in something they see with, let's say, less than 30,000 people on Twitter following them. They don't care if they're bots or not, but they want to invest. They want to see something.
Why is that? Oh, there's the 10 minutes.
I think to answer your question, it's
Why?
because there's not a lot of educated investors that know how to really do deep research on what makes a successful investment. So,
Oof.
that's not to
I
say
was
that you can't make money with this strategy, but that's not what we do at Arcanum Ventures.
Yeah, I was gonna be a little bit more ruthless and give like a really, really negative take on it. I'll save that for later. All right. Well, so that's 10 minutes on Magic Square. Cool looking
Hmm.
app store. Very nice branding. Very nice website. Documentation's pretty good. It looks like they've got a lot of stuff, and then a big Twitter following, a big social following, and then Binance Labs as a lead investor. And so, Carmelo, now it's time to decide. Um, would you invest in the token or not, and why?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to say, if you like this content and you want to hear our thoughts, like and subscribe and follow us. I just, I just did that again.
Plug, plug.
Uh, and yeah, just remember that we are in the past. So when this video is live, the token will already be out, so we can have fun with these predictions. Personally, I'll start by saying what I predict will happen, and then I'll go with my thoughts. I think this token will do well. I think this project will do well, and it will be one of the major projects to launch this year, just based off its backing, its community, what it does. Like, we need an app store, and like I said, I'm surprised nobody's done it yet. That being said, the token itself as an investment vehicle, I would not invest in. I think I know enough to know that it's not investment worthy at this point. Maybe if you get in super early, it might be a good idea, but then you're going to have to worry about it pumping and then selling on the open market. But, I don't see enough utility there to interest me as an investor. Maybe if equity was on the table, you and I are more interested in that, because I think this will be a revenue generating business and will look quite interesting in the long run. So I'd say it will do well, maybe like 10x, 5 to 10x after launch. I mean, obviously that doesn't matter. We're after sustainability, but it will have a good launch. Maybe some liquidations from investors and retail. People will use the store more. They'll probably aggressively pursue people to list on the store in the lead up to the bull run. But yeah, I personally wouldn't invest in the token.
Hmm, man, that's a good take. Is a hot take. Which direction's the thumb going in?
I mean, I would definitely, just out of curiosity, I would look into it more, so sideways. But like, I think I know enough to say no investment. Nothing against them.
One
Like,
thumb down.
I think it's a great project. Like I said, that's the interesting thing here that everybody can learn. You can say no, I don't think it's worth investing in your token, but I think what you're building is fascinating and interesting and
Yeah,
necessary. So it's not a knock
yeah, yeah.
against them. It's just maybe they need a little bit of redesign, or maybe they can add additional utility later on.
This is a really good point, and it's important for people in this space to understand that just because you buy a cryptocurrency token does not in any way mean that you've bought a piece of the company or a piece of the product. You've simply bought a an asset that's used in the product, hopefully used
Hmm.
somewhere. And so it's kind of like, you're buying a Starbucks gift card. You don't own Starbucks, but you can buy a coffee with it. And so that's kind of like what these tokens are in a lot of cases. I think you made some good points, man. I think this is going to run a little bit, but again, the idea about Binance Labs coming in as a lead investor, Twitter following pumped up to 250,000. Everyone on the internet's talking about Magic Square leading up to the token launch, and it's and the backers and the PR and everything that they're showcasing, it does tell me that they are focused on creating, a lot of upward token price movement through speculation. And so, as like a token investment, if you're looking for something to take gains from based on speculation, that's one thing. If you're looking
Hmm.
up for something that's like sustainable, that the token's tied deeply into the business model, and over time it will like gradually increase in value because the business is growing, that's a completely different thing. And so I think they're going for the first thing here. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of token utilities that tell me this is going to accrue value in the long term, and the token economy's health will improve with the company's financial health. Um, I haven't seen the business model really. I don't know if that lines up correctly. They might
Hmm.
have gotten this like well worked out in the back end, but they haven't really told anyone. And so from the token side, it's like they're showing us a small window of like what this looks like and then telling people go buy it. I'm not
Yeah.
a huge fan of that. So I don't think I would invest in this token. I would probably want to learn a little bit more, but you're
Hmm.
right. I think the product's good, and I think that's a good lesson for our viewers to take into account. So I'm going to give it one thumb down, but probably will follow. My prediction 12x all time high, and then coming back down to like 4 to 6x in the next week or two.
All time high. You're
So
calling the all time high. Okay.
we'll see. It's the beginning of the bull run, I guess.
uh,
Anyways, 10 minutes on Magic Square. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you like this video. If it interests you, make sure you subscribe because we got more eye tests coming. There's some more hot projects coming to market. The markets are heating up. We're going to be around for a little while here, guys. Again, thank you and take care. Ciao, y'all.
bye, everybody.